Okay, and maybe you can see here, because now we only maybe copy the word from English to English content to English content, but maybe sometimes you needed to save in the Chinese word, and I think you can use encoding. Okay, not only open it, not only set up your writing mode, you needed to set up the encoding UTF-8. UTF-8. UTF-8, that is just a code to make sure they can use this mode, this character to open your file. So if that is a Chinese content, and please set up the encoding equal to UTF-8 to make sure your file can be set in. Okay. So now maybe we can try to use this. I can try to use this one. If the first time I not set in the encoding, and what happened? What happened? That's a C. My file. So I can go to there to see my file. That is also can be saved. Okay. Actually, that is also can be saved, but sometimes that will encounter a problem. But if you wanna avoid to emerge any problem, please set in the encoding. Okay. But if you can only use the mode writing, and you can write a Chinese word into your file, that is also okay. But if it is not work, please set up your encoding. Okay. If there has any errors in your code, please just change your encoding, setting your encoding. Okay. So that can help you saving the Chinese word. And the other thing is this one. Actually, maybe sometimes we just use open, and I think that is really, we can interpret all the things directly. We just open it and we need to close it. But there has the other word, the other way is with. I can just like with open, okay? And I think something in the curly brackets is also the same. We just open the file and use the mode is writing mode and encoding as file. Okay. Maybe I can set as F. Okay. So you can find out these two things is the same. These two things is the same. F equal to open, and we can say open with open as F. These two things is the same. And actually, if you use this way, you don't need to close it. You don't need to close it, but you need to make sure leave a space for your content. Okay, all the content you need to have leave a space in here to make sure all these things is running when this file be open. Okay, so you can use this way. That is with open. That is with open. And sure, you can also use a read mode to read all the content from the new file text. Okay, and that can help us to do. Alright, this one. We can do this method and not need to use close. So I will give you maybe 2 minutes, and you can try to use it. We can move on to this section. So suppose multiple sets of the numbers are in a file, and each set on a line, how we can use Python to output all these numbers. Just like this, I can maybe use with open to open the file, and as W, and I can use W write and to write and 5, 10, 20, 30, And you can find out that I use a /n. /n, that is means we needed to enter into another line. So I can see that is the first line is 5, and we enter into another line. So 10 is in the second line, and I use /n to enter into another line. So the third line is 20, and the fourth line is 30. Okay, so this is /n. So I can set all the things in our new file with multiple lines. And the other thing is I can open the file with a reading mode. So I just want to get each line from the R. Okay, R is in our count.txt. So I can for a line and to print a line. So I can to present each line by this way. It's just this way. And is that possible? I can count how many lines is here now. How to count how many lines is here now? Maybe I know that is the first line. Here is second line. Here is third line. Here is fourth line. Is that possible? I use maybe 1/5, 1, 2/10, 3/20, 4/30. How to do this? How to make the number of the lines behind the number, behind the content? How to do this? Can I use a count in here? And maybe in here I just use count. This. So I can understand what is this line. So I just have a count. And at the beginning, I need to set up the count is 0. And when I run this for loop, each loop I just add 1 into the count. And I needed to present the count and to make sure you will understand. Oh, in the line 1, and this is 5. In the line 2, this is 10. In the line 3, this is 20. In the line 4, this is 30. And you will understand. Okay? So that is just how to deal with writing mode and reading mode. And sometimes you can just use f equal to open. And maybe you can also use with open or something. So maybe try to practice about that. I will give you 2 minutes. Okay, and let's keep going. Okay, and in this section, I will introduce what is JSON parsing. JSON parsing. And the JSON parsing is we needed to use a new type of file to deal with we can use file handling to deal with our JSON file. Okay, and what is JSON file? Maybe you will a little bit what is JSON and why we needed to understand the JSON. And actually, in this section, I will teach you how to work with JSON files, just like how to create a JSON file and what's the format of JSON and how to open it, read it, and we put some data into the JSON file. And actually, JSON is just a JavaScript Object Notation. What's this meaning? That is just like maybe sometimes you use JavaScript, you use HTML, you use Python, and you use Java, you use so many things. And if today I needed to transfer the data from the Python to the C, or to the C# or to the other programming language, maybe I needed to have a common consensus. Maybe we needed to have a consensus. Just like I can store a file and I can store a format and we can exchange the data. Okay, we just do this format and you will understand what's the data you wanna transfer from the Python to the C, or from this site to another site. So I can use the JSON to do like these things. So JSON is a lightweight and widely used to data interchange format that is commonly used to transfer data between the web application and web server. Maybe today that's just put in different server or put in the different application, but we can through the JSON to transfer the data. Okay. And actually, this is a really important skill for the programmer to working with the API. So sometimes we don't need to access their server, but we can through the JSON file to get the data from them. Okay, and how to understand that? You can see this one. That is JSON format. Is this similar to something you learned? Is this similar to something you learned? And actually, at the beginning, I have told you what is set. Do you remember the set? Do you remember what else? Set and in here. In our data type. Okay. In here, we learn something about set, list, and tuple, and all these things can help us to set the data, right? And actually, there has the other thing is about dictionary. Dictionary is just another type of data. And I can use dictionary to set our key and value. What is key and value? We will call this as key value pair. What is key value pairs? Here is our key, here is our value. So each key, they will set up with another value. So we will understand, oh, the key is name. And we know the first one, their name is Stephen Lai. And another key is age, and hobby, and address. All these things is our key. And Stephen Lai, 22, reading, traveling, all these things is our value. Okay, so this way is just dictionary in Python, but we haven't learned this before. Okay, and now I told you the JSON format is just same with our dictionary. So that is JSON format. Okay, and that is in our first level, and here is our second level. So maybe in here we not only save one value, we can save the various value. Okay, so that is in the second level, and that is JSON format. Maybe we just learn the easy one is name, Stephen Lai, age 22. This is enough. Okay. So how to modify the data from a JSON format file? How to modify the data? This is just the same. You can see this one. At the beginning, we can set up a JSON file, like maybe double quote ID is A12345, and the double quote scored with 80. Okay, and now we just create a new file, score JSON. In here, I can create a text file. What's the name? Score JSON. Here I change it to score, and the text needed to change with JSON. And we say yes. And we needed to open it. Open it maybe with your notebook. Okay. And in here, we can go to see the file. in here, and we can set up the ID A12345, and the other maybe is name. I can set up Anson Huang in here, and I just save it. Okay, I just save this file, score and the JSON. So I go to my JSON code in here. So I go to here to open the score JSON, and with the more is reading more, and maybe no need to encode in here as file. So I needed to assign the JSON point load to open this file. Okay, so here has a little bit different from our file handling, right? In the past we use file handling, so we import OS. But now you needed to use a function from the JSON package. So you needed to import JSON package. And in here, we just use a JSON point load, and that can help you to read something from your JSON file. Okay, and now our JSON file is named as file. So I put all the things in the score list, and I just print it. So you can see like this one. ID 12345 and the name Anson Huang. You can see like this one. And then maybe you will ask, is that possible? I just use print in here. You can just do like this way, and that is the same thing. Okay, one is I set this as a new variable, and I print the variable, and the one is I just print the JSON load, the JSON file directly. Okay, so now please try to create your JSON file and try to open it. And actually, this thing is just really similar with our file handling. So I just want to put these two things together to let you understand how to use file handling skill to deal with your JSON file.